Hello, and welcome to Irian. Now, as you all know, we have had our review, or we do have our review coming up. But I decided to release some early footage of Irian. Now, I am div up with Ricky and the Atlantico, Odin, Prince Eugen, Mines, Bayard, Irian, and the FR25. And I say, I'll take CV. Again, like most matches you're usually seeing on YouTube right now, most of them are normally also on Twitch. If you want to watch those, they are on there. The unedited ones are on Twitch, usually with the chat included. So that is there and available if you want to watch it. But that doesn't have timestamps or anything, so you'll have to find the footage and basically watch. And I'm just, doing what Irian does, laying down a lot of fire. I put out a salvo on the Emil. And I do pick up the Emil. Fire on the DD. Get a nice 45k or 4,500k salvo. I'm not going to get that kill because had he kept going, I probably would have hit it. But I switched to AP to get this Ford out. $23,000. Knocks out my torp tubes though. He goes down. I don't bother DCPing it because it's like, it's going to heal on its own. I honestly feel like this, Leander's a tough ship to Citadel anymore. I feel like the Emerald went down a lot easier than the Leander does. Because, as you can see, my shell is just overpinned everywhere. And this thing is supposed to, like, have a Citadel. But it's like, if you don't hit it, like, in the right spot, it doesn't even work. I even shoot a little low, and I still just get mostly overpins. It's like, how? I did think about going for the Farragut or helping kill the Farragut, but I was like, you know what? The Lagaricio is going to come soon. I want to get up into my position before Missouri shows up. Now, if you are really, let's say, and you want to get a little extra damage, the Dallas does come around to your broadside. But it's also gutsy because the Lagaricio will shoot you. So you have to manage that trade-off. Plus the Missouri shows up also a little bit. So you have to manage that and be aware of that. So I suggest getting in as far as close into the rock and letting the Dallas come out. Because, like, I'm going to get detected right now. And the Lagaricio is going to start firing at me. Because I'm the closest. There's the back turrets and the front two will turn. Now the rock does cover me. And I get into a position where I can literally just shoot over. And I get very lucky. 7 Citadels and just delete the Dallas. Very lucky shot. Well, I could have probably stayed and got another shot on the Lagaricio, but I didn't want to chance it. Because when you're going into this second phase, you've got to have as much health as possible. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I put fire on the Missouri because I want to see if I can get... I usually try to drop torps if I can and get a fire. I do get a fire right off the bat. And the guns are looking at me. So I pop my first set. I pop my reload booster. I re-aim my shot up. And I aim as best I can. Because it's a little... Because he is changing his... You know, his direction. So it's like you're aiming at a target that's constantly changing. And, you know, 95% of the time, you're only going to get maybe 1 to 2 torp hits. And he could easily look at me and just kill me right now. But fortunately, he doesn't. I do get a permafire on him. I get another 2 fires on him. Those are permanent. And I get behind the rock, so Dallas, so the Cleveland can't shoot me. I got 2 floods, 2 fires. And my torps are going to kill it. Another 23,000. Double floods and fires basically seal the Missouri's fate. And I pick up the Missouri for like over 100,000 damage. Like, that made my damage go skyrocket through the roof. Now, that's a very lucky coincidence. 95% of the time, that don't happen. Usually you have battleships that pitch in and kill it, or steal it, or you miss your torps entirely. Like, I got real lucky with those 4 torps, and those floods, and the double fires. As you saw, if you were watching the damage counter, he was losing about 2,000 to 3,000 damage, like in a few seconds. He was losing health really fast. I'm not worried about, you know, charging into the port. I'm just like thinking, I just need to do my job, which is kill the carrier and hopefully live. Because I would say about 50% of the time, people will die going after the carrier. Like 50% of the time. So it's about trying to stay alive. The Farragut comes out. I put my first shot out on him. You know, 5,000. Second salvo, fire and incapacitation. He DCPs it. I have a permanent fire on him, and he's going down to fire. Though his 1 shell knocks out my torp tubes, and then blows my torp tube up. So the 1 torp tube I was wanting to use on the CV is gone. I have to load the AP and literally turn my ship around just to get that torp tube off. I do put a nice 11,000 shot into it. But then I decided to go for the Omaha. Because I'm turning the ship around as we speak. And I put a first salvo out. 17,000. And I decided to use my back guns. Because I'm not going to risk a broadside and get, you know, really hurt. Another 9,000, 9,800. You know, okay, so a little damage. Not too bad. Back guns pick it up. So he's gone. And then I just drop my torps. I put in some AP just to help ensure that he goes down. Just some overpins, but the torpedoes do their mark, and basically 5 torps kill the CV. So right there, easy peasy. I picked up all 3 ships with very minimal health lost. But again, I do lose some offensive ability because I don't have that torpedo launcher no more. Again, I lose a good part of my offensive ability for going in here on this last wave. So I do lose that torpedo. So that does stink. Fire on the Britannia. I get a double fire on it, so that's going to give me some damage right there. And just start peppering them, just trying to get those fires. I switch back to the DD because it's like the DD gives more damage, gives more XP, and I got fires on him. So that's about 3,600 on the DD. Any more damage, and it just adds up. Around almost 5,000 there. That was just a bad shot. I switch to AP and try to see if I can get a good shot on that Omaha before someone else steals it. I do get a Citadel and 4,500 damage. So, but then the secondary picks it up, so it's like, whatever. It's not like I'm, like, annoyed or anything. Switch back to HE and go for the Jervis. And I decide to just Island Hug. 6,600. And, you know, I'm taking about most of this Jervis's health away. So that's going to be good XP. Odin picks it up with the secondaries. It's whatever. Trump in his mind is going in on a torp rush. I really don't know how he lost that much health. He must have... He's dropping his torps like really preemptively. I don't know if he's trying to drop them on the carrier or what. But if I was Chum, I would have just not even bothered with the New Mexico and just went straight at the... Yeah, he dropped them all on the Anchorage and, well, misses. That wasn't really smart. If you're going to do a drive-by like that, you want to torp those guys at, well, point-blank range, not drop them like that. He is going to pick up the Chappie, though. But it's not a really great trade. I mean, he could have had a lot more damage. I think he got hit by the New Mexico, by the Queen Elizabeth. Or something. But yeah, he goes down. And now I'm just shooting AP into their sides. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the Queen hit him pretty good. I pick up the Queen. And, you know, Anchorage is coming around, so I'm just slamming it, and we're just going to basically sit here and just shoot AP into their sides. Because it's unsaturated. It's going to be solid pins and everything. Some breaks, but it'll be solid damage. I do try to switch my guns back around and try to get a good shot on this Anchorage, because I know I could Citadel it. But I don't. I miss the Citadel. But you see, I'm just peppering this Colorado every 7 seconds with chunks of AP damage just going into its side. It's not going to get a kill, but, you know, it adds up. Front two guns miss, but I get another 1,500, and we end up with 376,000 damage. 7 kills. So a really good game in the Irian. And a solid 5 stars on Narai. I mean, everyone else kind of got assistant. Me, I didn't. That's unfortunate. 100,000 on the Missouri. I didn't think that would ever happen. I didn't even mean for those torps to hit. $32,000 on Colorado with AP. Let's see, what hit me for the most? Cleveland, of course. Cleveland took all what took most of my HP away.
Pretty good profit.